Hello and welcome back to the Esoteric Ebb, as we will be continuing our campaign here in Tolstad with our level 1 cleric, our muscle wizard. You can see the stats there as we're loading in. 16 strength, 17 intelligence, and everything else pretty much bottomed out at this point. I do really love that Chris has put a session notes recap. So I can see that it's been a few days since I played. I'm recording this on the 11th, and the last time I recorded Esoteric Ebb was on the 5th, so it's been a few days. Unfortunately, I had a little bit of illness and stuff to deal with, but I'm feeling better now. But yeah, I like that it gives me a recap, because a lot of times when I get into games, even shorter or long games, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I come back into a game, I have no idea where I'm at unless I happen to take a bunch of notes myself, which I do from time to time, especially given the depth and complexity of some of the games that I play. But having this rolled into your save is super nice. Just a nice quality of life feature that I really appreciate. Let's jump back in. Pardon me. And so as you may recall, we just met our little goblin buddy over here, and we're going to get escorted down to basically meet the lady who's been waiting for us, kind of like runs that goblin faction, can maybe tell us more about the tea house. I don't know that I was finished exploring everything up here, though, so I was kind of wanting to look around some more before I do that. Another quick inventory check so you can see where we're at. Again, our stats. Not wearing a bucket on my head, thank you. Got 103 crowns. Okay. That would be consumables to keep track of. Oh, kitty. Behold, a black cat. I cannot try for it. I can't engage with it. Proud beast, treat it with respect, and she'll treat you the same. Speak with animals. Yeah, I knew this has to be a thing. But hey, we need to go get speak with animals and come on back. Will it let me pet it? Hey, we did a thing. I like that Strength has the right idea. Such independence and arrogance. You should get a cat. I agree. We'll come back. Maybe we get a that speak with animals spell at some point. I think there was some stuff over here. Did I go back all the way through over here? I'm going to check real quick. Promise we will move on shortly. I don't think I came up here at all. Ooh, what disappeared up here? What was that? There was something like right here on this little ledge that vanished. Water barrels, but they seem to be anything but empty. Oh, this is the actual tea shop. Okay. Coin lords. Master handling, mining, trading, finance. Okay. Okay, so I touched the planks of the and I have ripples of blue energy up here on my gloved hand. Sealed. So there's a lock spell on it. Okay. I love the touch that they have done, like arcane lock on a door that is a part of a crime scene, and that is considered part of the standard operating procedure for cops, or whatever passes for cops, and the authorities in a world that clearly has some magic in it. Yeah, we'll speak first. I'm just gonna take a look around at what I can. Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, arcane lock. Nice. Nothing that can't be solved with testosterone. Okay. Can I bypass the effect of magic? Knock would do the trick if I had the knock spell. Of course, yep. Again, I know this is a D&D player, and like it's been, you know, pretty much playing since the 80s, but I love the nod to the source material, and I also love the contextualization of how this is being basically baked into this setting in this world. Beyond the planks. Scorch mark. Scorch mark's fire was intense. Yeah, beyond the planks. Scorched mess. City notice, no trespassing. Alright. Well, we can't go in, but I mean, we'll speak to the goblin, but can we do anything else around here? Aside trifling barrels for coins. You know, oh, bicycle. Well, that's an interesting twist. We have bicycles in this world. Huh. A land transportation device first popularized in the early arcane era, originally invented due to the difficulty of transporting horses to the floating megacratic cities because they're scared of portals. Again, okay, so this is a world with magic and bikes. Okay, cool. This particular bike is yours. Interesting. So we know it's our bike. Rusty chain seems brittle, but wrapped so hard on the tire that it would be annoying to get off even if you had the key. Why would you wrap it like that? Yeah, that's a good question. Wait, this is my bike? Yes, you fool. Keep up. Getting the key be a quest? That does sound like a quest you would get. Find the missing key, the mystery of the bike key. Something like that would be perfect. Yeah. So I came on the 21st of March in the evening. Interesting. And you fell. Was I alone? No. Huh. Chain the bike, then you stood up, then pain. Stumbled over the stone railing? Interesting. Huh. Oh, yeah, that one. I don't know anything about this lady. No clue. Wait a minute. I leveled up. Hey, I leveled up. Level 2, what to do? We're already at 18. So I don't know, or, well, technically, because of some of our gear. I don't know that maybe we just stick with what we know. Huh. Yeah, that seems right. Yeah, let's go up to 18 intelligence and a flat 16 strength. Maybe I'll do more later because I don't think I can do more in that regard. I think we go to. I think that's a good way to go. And we automatically gain another spell slot and a second level spell slot. Interesting. Oh, interesting. We can do something to take root. So because we solve that, quote unquote solve that issue at the circle square, we can now have something take root about that. So our leveling up even seems to have a conflict with maybe how we now perceive that activity. You are divided, but the truth will be achieved. Okay. Just a story as orcs work is hard at work improving the shitty little city. The doors are annoying and stupid. Okay, that's one thing. But yeah. Some kind of debate, right? So this is basically where I can maybe do something like the Free Striders or the Asglists. Some kind of debate. I don't really know that I have a stake in this, especially being kind of like wanting to go the Wizard God King route. Yeah, the Free Striders only focus on helping the rich. Democracy can be corrupt too, brother. You have no idea. Yeah. They might bring a lot of money into the city, but it's not going to go to the factory owners and the people who are already rich. Absolutely. A free strategy, you want to probably be a farmer. Who the fuck wants to be a farmer? Oh, farmers, probably. I feel like I should make a decision here. Choose a feat. You must retain the spirit of the Asgalian Revolution. Okay, here we go. After completing a quest branch, you can allow it to take root in your mind. When doing this, you must make a choice between available feats. Okay. Asgalian Spirit and Speech. With this feat, restore 1 hit point for every hour that passes. Or choose Money Talks. Gain 50% more crowns on pickup. So my barrel rooting becomes even more profitable. Huh. So 1 hit point for every hour that passes does seem good because I don't have to then consistently worry about healing myself, but the money does sound good, but I don't know how much money I'm just going to be picking up everywhere or what it's even going to be useful for. I kind of like just getting hit points back, although ideally I wouldn't be taking much hit point damage in the first place, but It's interesting that it just gives me a dichotomy of two opposing ideas, and I am forced to choose one of those ideas. You know what? I am not really while I do believe that the whole freebooter thing is maybe laudable in theory, I don't believe it for a second, and I think this character is more about power and their own status. So I think then Money Talks makes more sense. I keep an eye out for every opportunity. There are crowns to be made in every corner of this stinking place. And I feel like I resolve some conflict in the world. All right, cool. And then, what else is on my questing tree? The fisherman. Yeah. What about that? I've declared myself the cleric of Norvik 2 times. Yeah, I have, because that's the correct thing, but I didn't really know I was putting myself in a class conflict over it. When the cheap shop is unaccounted for, locate the bird man and find out what he knows. Okay, get the... Okay, I think I've got everything else. Oh yeah, the milk run. Man, I really love the way this map looks. This is so nicely done. Okay, and this is just kind of a recap of things if I need to touch on it again. We do have that corpse that looks like it's ready to be revived, that we should probably be collecting money for as well as getting our spellbook rebound. And do we have that? We got a quest. I'm sorry. I'm trying to refresh my memory here. We got a quest. Do we have that? Here it is, right? Find a service provider who can rebind your book. All right, cool. I think we're good in this case. Let's talk to this person. Where is she? Where girl gates around the halfway bridge? Citizen. She's clearly nervous. I'm worrying her. Waiting for a friend, but he hasn't shown up yet. A damsel in an arguable state of distress? Yeah, I can help with that. We should be helping people as public servants. Erotic and introverted. Glasses and a green coat. A human. So let's see if we see anybody matching that description anywhere. This bag. Okay, so the tab will do kind of a zoom out as well. Let's go over here. Sleeping for service. Come back after midnight-ish. Okay. Anything through the tunnel? Back. Get back here. Something stuck in one of the roller mill blades. So it is. Who is it? And there's a scroll on the roof? A letter wedged between some roof tiles. Strange rod. Looking at the ledge towards the roller mills, we seem spinning per usual. Except that one of them something stuck. See a rod. Esoteric Ebb. It's an immovable rod. Well, okay. I know what you're talking about, but you tell me. How does this game world interpret that? No, they're just uncommon. Wouldn't it be dangerous to try to grab it? You could die. Yes. Great. Dexterity 14, which I'm horrible at. No, I'm not grabbing the rod. But that does seem interesting. It's almost like somebody put it here as a way to make it to use the leverage to get up on the roof. Maybe somebody in here can tell us about it. Hello. Let's go upstairs before we... Yeah, let's just get on the roof. So there's a note or something up here? Seems like a much safer way to get up here than trying to do that. Resistance node. What we got? This one's strength -2 wisdom. Two resistance members of Tolstad. Sounds like a good organization. Read the note. Tonight's ting is canceled. Meet up tonight on a water lane instead. It's time to stop the chant. Signed by R. It's the chant. Oh, we'll produce newspaper. This evening in water lane. And underground port, largest port in the city. Okay. Well, we found out what that is, at least. And we didn't have to... Whoa. Who are you? Hello. Lady Chamar. Oh, big roll. She also is a cleric. Lawful evil cleric, interesting. Follower of the Holy Mountain, the Venatorum. She hates you. Entirely due to your blood origin. Maybe something else. Of course, it's not you she hates. She hates herself, the human part of herself. That part of which places her below the glorious golden celestial masters. If she could suffer humanity, she would do so in an instant. We didn't roll enough to get this. We were one shy. Well. Yeah, we have to go out of here. I'm here. What's the guts of these things? Long way to fall. Should be safe. Let's engage with this just real quick. I have advantage. Man! What? No, I have advantage! Oh, wait. What? So even though I have advantage... Most of your feet have slipped off the ladder. What? So I fell. I was going to die, and now I'm saving myself? Discover an esoteric event. You were falling, then you were not. Twisting, turning, forces beyond your might. This is an esoteric event. Your mind can barely register it. Your body is on the verge of breaking every moment, a painful reminder of 1,000 others who failed just like you did. You will not come out of this unscathed. Wisdom DC 1. Attempt to pull the strings. Not sure what the implication of this is. I have advantage because of my pocket watch and the DC's a 1. And okay, so I rolled 2 2s with advantage. What are these dice rolls, man? Okay. Take the string handed to you. +1 hit points. Whoa, what is this? Is anything permanent in a good man's quest? I don't know if that... You are at the bottom of the ladder. Okay, so I was going to fall. I was going to fall to my death. Something magical or esoteric in this case saved me. I got some read on what that power was with some sort of like weird following a magical thread, which I barely made a roll for, which seems odd. Okay, but I'm here now. So these will give me, all right, hey, be restoring things are always good. There's the rolling of the gauge. Let's not force the door just yet. There might not be a reason for me to be near the water. Don't fall in again. Yeah, it's probably good. A good call. And yeah, I know I'm kind of like just side questing around here. Oh, hello. Who are you? A regular non-giant crab. I need to speak with animals. But a crab on the rock. One of the greatest of us kind of creatures. Official name, the Tornian crawler. It does a little shimmy at the crab. And then he snips onto your index finger. The crab pinches grip your finger hard. Your index finger will come off soon. Help! Get out of the grip. What are these rolls? Why am I rolling ones on everything? Slowly you will die. Good crab. Holy crap. Well, guess I'm eating one of these. Gotta come back when I gotta speak with animals. Alright, we don't pet strange crabs. Alright, so this is one of the docks, and this is maybe ostensibly where the fisherman found me. So I kind of wanted to check this out anyway. Alright, yeah, well, this is water lane. Okay. Interesting that this is how we had to get here. Or maybe I took another way here. I don't know if this is where we're supposed to meet the goblins or not. Reach Trading Company. Let's head inside. Oh, or not. I guess it is. No, it's 12:26. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's a griffin that's asleep. We're gonna let the griffin alone. I will take these crowns. Hey, money talks. Alright, it came in use of force already. Already closed for the day at 12:26. Excluding the anti-magic messaging, which I'm not a fan of. Somebody's open. What was that? More treats, more hit points back. That's always a good thing. What is this? Small amounts of pixie essence incorporated in a sticky patch can be used to recover 3 level spell slots. Hey, look at that. Beautiful. Although I don't have anything. Certainly no 2nd level spells done yet. I may not even know any 2nd level spells. Tiny Dictator. Advantage against bureaucrats. Hey. And it's just a +2 intelligence with no downside. You can just like right click to equip. Okay, I can just put it in there, right? Yeah, and I put my 21 intelligence. Okay, cool. Political books. do like that my little pen and quill is now following me around. So the first book placed in your hands is an Earthfolk recruit. Yeah, look inside. Going back about the old era. Okay. Gnomish author of the folk. Okay. The fascist ideal? Yeah, I don't know about that. Yeah, dangerous idea. Fascism has led many cities astray in the reeds. Whatever your thoughts are, this book is used to reshape the city. You know how effective it is. Remember, written by a gnome. This was not openly spoke about during your training, but interesting. That is indeed very ironic. I don't know how engaging this is, and I'm not trying to just skip over for anybody who may be watching, but I'm the words are here on the page, but I can't not read all this. I'm just trying to internalize so much of this stuff as I can. So listen to the book in your stomach. It's a wonderful manual. So this is a blind manifesto of the book. Always listen to the hungry stomach. It says with big letters on the first page. This wonderful manual. Sure. The book begins with a tirade about property ownership. And then on the fifth page, you find a diagram showing how to ritualistically summon a demon. All right. It's incorrect. About hedonism. An image of an ideal world where all can live without strife simply through the cooperation and love of all things. The text of truth. Look at the chapter on free love. Make ultimate sensations of flesh. Remember it well. You will need it one day. That was the book. Yeah. Hours of Statements by Nicholas Darrow. Was only 2 years old, came out. Okay. I'm just trying to do a little bit of XP farm and also see if this leads to any other thoughts that I have. The Dark Book of Shadow by the Shadow Lord. Taking graphing, that's how they correct the darkness on the cover. Memory lingers in this tome. If you open it, you should recall. Open it despite its evil nature. Absolutely. Knowledge is knowledge. That is the on the path of the Arcanist. That knowledge and power is knowledge. It's just a show, but a holy scripture, the Shadow Lord's lost religion, eternal servitude and service for life and death. However, you remember it well. This was the first book you were ordered to study as punishment for your idiotic behavior at the towers. What? Your first journey towards the esoteric. Recall it. Absolutely recall it. Man, thank goodness I roll like absolute garbage. To know upon any doubt how much greatness hid within your mind. Clear faces, hushed whispers, a crowd of thoughtful peers. You sneaker about your hand, a raised hand, or a crowd of sheep. Patriarch is not just a religious text. They stare at you with a spell book. Those are the words. Oh, how they laugh. He asked you to prove yourself, so you did. I went to the Patriarch, took the Book of Shadow. Then I memorized Detect Alignment. Hell yeah, we do. You memorize it on the spot, then you cast that ancient spell once used by the Death Knights of the Shadow Lord to subjugate and control the minds of his people. A spell that, despite its first level, not learned by most clerics until they grasped intricacies of higher tier casting. Everyone was left stunned by your excellence. And only master such a spell, but it'd do it in seconds instead of days. That moment, it was yours. From that moment, you marked your place in the towers as the greatest spellcaster, the greatest talent among them all. However, as always, the weak fear the strong. That moment also began your ostracization. You would never be among them, never have peers. None would see you in any way as a brother or comrade. I would be a leader, I would be an enemy, I would be an obstacle, I would be their end. I would be their end as a little evil, but I do think being a leader is kind of very fits with our worldview. You are, and you should continue to be. There we go. Despite its religious words, a good book. Shadow Lord was much. In early Arcanist, he was the greatest of the walking gods. Huh. It sounds like the Shadow Lord might offer me some things that I'm interested in. Definitely. Okay. Well, I'm glad we did that. See? Look. See? So now we got to find. We have learned to detect alignment. An instant creature. So okay. Will clearly be indicated to you. Okay, so it's not just detecting somebody's alignment in the sense of like, oh, are they lawful good or lawful evil, but any types of aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead will clearly be indicated to you. Additionally, any behold check will reveal the creature's alignment. And okay, so yeah, it will give me their alignment, and also they'll be clearly indicated as one of those types of creatures. So if we're trying to figure out, oh boy, the lich place where we woke up, to see if he's got any kind of like undead trace to him or something like that, because clearly something's off, right? Then that was just an example. It would at least show us that. That's strong. That's really strong. And I'm glad this world, and see, this is the kind of like rewarded exploration and interaction that I love. And the fact that because I have a high intelligence and it tapped into that and allowed me to kind of have some esoteric recall about an event, and that then divined my character and helped me memorize the spell. That is super cool. I'm gonna drop a save in here just while I'm thinking about it. I think that's everything, except maybe talking to this guy. He's a halfling scholar. A scholar of the 4-day Commonwealth. He's working on a hole in the wall. Calculated, and careful individual. His stare closely tied to the scholarly arts, and there's no distinction between the two. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see what his deal. Let's see what he's about. I did investigate that. Good morning, citizen. Life is pain. Terrible, terrible pain, he mutters across his face. Huh. Are you? Looks at you with a wearing expiration, then he rubs his nose and sniffs twice. You hear of the invoice? His words come out in a stilted halfling accent. No? What? The invoice. I don't have any invoice, not for you at least. You don't? Hold on. I've already paid that invoice, you're here for something different. Yes, I've got some questions about the tea shop mostly. tea shop being dealing with interesting events. The city has seen its fair share of great calamities over the years. The tea shop explosion appears tiny in comparison. Probably, but I have some questions regardless. I'm not gonna like blow it up and make it seem like more than it is until I'm get pun intended blow it up. I'm Snur Appledent. He says, scholar at Fordham University in this their dedicated service to the progress of AIS. Short for Alignment Intent Studies, the very specialized field of study that focuses on the esoteric effect of alignment. Its practical uses in various ways to interact with it. This is fascinating. Sorry, I had to cough there for a minute. I didn't want to cough you guys here. So this is fascinating to me, specifically because alignment is such a highly contested thing in most D&D settings that I play in. And me specifically, like I've always thought of alignment having its place when it comes to defining creatures. It's handy shorthand for a DM to know like how to run a specific creature and what their motivations might be. If I have an NPC that the party's going to engage with, and that PC is lawful evil, that tells me certain things about how that person may operate in society, what their worldview is, what their likely courses of action are when presented with adversity or opportunities. It's a nice, convenient shorthand and reference point. Similarly, if I'm playing a character, playing a PC in somebody else's campaign, alignment can be useful as a means of doing the same and giving me kind of a shorthand reference point. So if I have to improv this character's reactions to the world or what their motivations are or what they're about, it gives me at least a very broad contextualization of how they see the world and what their actions might take. But that's pretty much where its usefulness ends from a player character standpoint. And then going way, way back into older versions of D&D, alignment was like a cosmic force, right? There are planes, and there still are, I guess, in modern D&D, but they're very rarely tapped into. But there are planes of existence. Like, alignment was almost like a force of like gravity, being lawful good on a plane of lawful good meant something very, very different than chaotic evil. Like the blood war between the devils and demons and things like that is very much based on just a conflict of alignment. Both are evil to their core, but, devils as the embodiment of lawful evil and demons as the embodiment of chaotic evil they wage a primal war against each other, guided by these forces. So it used to really mean something. But I do think in modern times, like it's in modern D&D, and it almost goes by the wayside. Like it has no bearing. And I do think that complex characters rather than expressing like one true alignment, they kind of float back and forth, right? Like we have in any given day, I could have thoughts that range from, lawful good thoughts and ideas and actions to chaotic evil actions if I get stuck in traffic. And, some of the thoughts I'm going through my head are not exactly lawful good at that moment. Now, the actions I take, obviously, conform with society and, things of that sort, but not everybody is just one true thing all the time. And I think that's where alignment kind of like in some cases falls short. But I am fascinated by the fact that they have incorporated this into the setting, and that there's scholarly research into this game mechanic thing that's never, or very, very, I won't say never, but very, very, very rarely expressly talked about in like a D&D setting. But in this setting, this is a psychological and maybe like the area of arcane study or philosophical study, just like any other. And that's a really, really super cool way to root this in this world. And I'll shut up now about alignment. But yeah, absolutely fascinating. Great job. And I like this guy. He focuses on primarily my expertise lines on the topic of alignment and its many historical and contemporary applications. Some bullshit, I will tell you. Absolutely. Alignment, esoteric effect, which brands each creature on the coast with one of 9 labels on 2 axes, lawful to chaotic and good to evil. It's debated exactly who or what determines the parameters within this effect. Hello, thank you. It smells like the text alignment are capable of parsing the effect. These days, I mostly deal with other forms of study. Specifically, I run this office here on the experimental technique of psychoanalysis. Mind healing based on, okay, interesting. And what kind of magic is that? No magic at all, although there's been some detect thoughts involved at some point. Form of mind healing. So he's a therapist. Essentially, the idea that a mental present is shaped by the mental past. And through that dialogue, our released unconscious ghosts can be vanquished. So it's talking about feelings. I know, truly horrifying. Interesting. Interesting, the guy named Alignment is also a kind of a psychoanalysis. Listen to the vulgar joke. Sure. Cleric and Arcanist and a rogue delve into the lair of a succubus. The fiend defeats all three men, throwing them in her dungeon. But she grows to fancy them, so she offers them a choice. For each man who can successfully satisfy her, she will let that man go. Otherwise, she ends them, so to say. If it is sacrilegious, you'll have to beat the gnome. Alright? Succubus, such a fiend would never offer such terms to mortal men. What a rambunctious tale, do go on. So three adventurers debate in which order to go. Eventually, the rogue and the arcanist decide the cleric should go first, as he is a virgin and will be the least likely to increase their standards. The cleric, being divine and so on, prays to his god and goes to the fiend's bedchambers. He comes out 10 minutes later completely unharmed and gives a thumbs up to his two friends, who of course both feel a great sense of relief. The arcanist goes in next, confident and arrogant. The cleric could do it, the fiend must be easy. Within minutes, his bones roll out of the bedchamber entrance, the man's having been incinerated by hellish flames. The rogue is horrified but realizes, obviously the arcanist overestimated his abilities, so he carefully enters the bedchamber, ready to put every ounce of effort into it. Less than a minute later, screams erupt from the bedchamber and the rogue's lifeless corpse falls out of the entrance. The cleric prays to the souls of his comrades, gathers the remains for burial. The succubus steps out, smoking a cigarette. She tells the cleric, your friends were truly terrible. They were just fumbling around down there. At least you managed to touch it a little. To which the cleric responds, you're truly an awful creature, and I will pray for you. Your penance to be exercised from this plane of existence until the day I die. Then before he walks away, the cleric also adds, but I did heal that horrible wound you have between your legs. Hopefully that makes you less evil in the future. I'm going to say I don't get it because, he's an intelligent person, but I'm going to say, I don't get it. It's going to be on. In short, you can view the succubus as an evil in the world with a religious fervor they repair. However, such reparation can often lead to a not so optimal path. Or, more simply, you could say it's basic allegory from the alignment itself. The cleric meant well for all his intents, but his actions cost the lives of both his comrades. Is that evil or good? So because he healed it, quote unquote, the wound, quote unquote, because he had no idea what a vagine was, the other guys couldn't do anything. Therefore, they were incompetent and died. Got it. Okay, that is kind of funny. Now that it's clear to me what he actually did. Memories and choices you've made, things that have happened to you. Okay. Getting rid of repressed negative baggage. Sounds like removing a curse of the mind. In a metaphorical sense, yes. Sounds interesting. The folk spirit? No, I do not. Title for a new thesis. Most of it, if you excuse me, is fucking bullshit. But it's short. It's about each yolks share a number of core communal archetypes or myths. I'm ranting. Let's put a stop to it. What do you want, cleric? Oh, we have a whole slew of things. What is love? Can you give me some mind healing? Sure. Of course, I'm a bit swamped in the work right now. Okay, you booked me slot. I'm after the election, okay? Can you make time now? No, I'm afraid I cannot. I'm very overworked, struggling with a certain topic. It's on a specific idea. The idea of two opposite faces of your ego, masculine and feminine, but I cannot seem to get past a certain hurdle obstacle. Explain. Book of the Mind is this is a masterpiece. Oh, is it like a secret book hidden deep inside a dungeon? Masterpiece in a figurative sense. Figurative. What does that mean, figurative masterpiece? A masterpiece in the sense of the common tongue, as opposed to be a masterpiece in the literal sense. Rare edition of the book, which contains a rumored so-called final foreword. So he needs a book. Okay. We knew a halfling was pioneering in his footsteps. Was it a fan? He was very humanity first, I see. Collectors in the last 2 decades made copies for investments. Okay, so they took something that was rare and they're using it more as a collectible than the actual for the knowledge within. Nothing is ever free, even if it's free. Yeah, brother, I understand that more than you think. So you want me to find this rare book? I drank a bit too much the other night and missed my desperation. I paid a diviner to cast locate object for me. Second level divination spell. Okay. Common for scammers to pretend to cast this and find nothing. Didn't expect anything. It was very inexpensive. However, she actually found it. A copy of this is here. Very close to Waterlane View. It was to the floor about 40 meters straight down. It's in the city below. Exactly. Any justice diviner? What's the name of the diviner? Lisa. Okay. She wandered away. Well, she's got like maybe like a Baba Yaga hut that actually crawls. So she is a witch. Sounds like a quest. Delve into the dangerous tunnels below and give me the book. Don't get yourself killed in exchange. I will. What kind of reward do you want? I want you to heal my broken mind. That seems more. No one could fix another mind. I can promise support. Nothing else. Choose something else. Oh, do you have a magic item or something? Books in droves. You know what? The book itself is expensive, probably magical in some sense. Give me the book. Let me take a look at that, and then you keep the book afterwards. That sounds wonderful. I love quests. I'm not an expert. We've got a weird shiz down there, but the city below is dangerous, so don't wander blindly. Good luck, cleric. Can you change your alignment? You see, this stuff's fascinating to me, so I'm going to go down a little bit of a rabbit hole, and then we're going to wrap this episode up. Any creature is capable of leaning in the axis depending on their day-to-day actions. Okay, so it's actions, not intent, and not worldview. It's your actions in this world that determine your alignment. It's interesting. It's not easy. Like all things, it's messy. Let's say you're lawfully evil. Okay? You find that being labeled as evil is bad for your business. So you choose to donate a large sum of money to charity. You might even save some lives with this spent coins. Continue. In this case, you performed an objectively good, selfless action for evil, selfish reasons. So what happens next? Nothing. Nothing, but I did a good thing. You remain lawfully evil. Let's change the parameters. Instead, you are a lawfully evil man who genuinely wishes to repent. You pay for the many evil things you've done in your life before. If this man performs a selfless action with the intention of selflessness, then all of a sudden it will begin to shift his alignment. Intention. So it's not just action, it is intent. So intention is all that matters. Alignment intent studies. Studying delusional intent, we gather a large sum of very mentally unwell people, mostly from local prisons, who believed in a very different worldview than most others. Interesting. This one man was certain that he had to kill his fellow man, or the world would end, one murder per week. An extreme delusion, however, any detection spell showed him to be neutral good, and he felt terrible about all the murders he committed. He was not selfish. In fact, he was more selfless than most, willing to perform acts that horrified him in order to save us all. The objective outcome of his actions mattered not, no more than the outcomes of the actions under a charmed person spell. That is absolutely fascinating. That's absolutely fascinating to me, personally. Maybe not to anybody else, but to me personally, that is absolutely fascinating and how they've grounded that. But I'm going to go ahead and move on from this. Oh, I'm sorry. I've made that decision. So you can just choose. I want to opt out of this alignment thing. It's not my style. I'm apolitical, you see. So I'm literally, hold on. So I didn't know this was a choice where I could be like, yeah, that's great and all, but you know what? I want to be lawful evil. That's not how it works, cleric. You have to be incredibly deluded, and I mean absolute living in your own world, mentally unstable in order to simply decide what your alignment were and actually get an outcome from it. But I suppose it can't hurt. Good luck with being, sorry, what did you choose again? It was, yes? Lawful good, of course. Give until your bones at the payment. Lawful evil. Structure with you on top. It was lawful evil. A law-abiding citizen with nothing but himself in mind. Lovely. Good luck with that, cleric. That's all about from life for now. Hold on. Did I actually? Is there an alignment? See Arcanist, I see Cleric. I don't see an alignment anywhere. Fascinating. I'm going to save it here. We're going to pick this up next time because this is almost gone for about an hour. But man, I could see, I don't know. This may not be riveting gameplay for anybody else, but for me, this is the juice. Like, I'm absolutely hooked in this game world. I love it. I love it. It's taking these themes and really kind of running with them and grounding this stuff in a world. And actually, like, I don't know, this is cool. It's cool. You know, anyway, I'm geeking out a little bit. It's been a lot of fun. I hope you've been entertained. I'm going to dig way more into this world next time. Thanks so much for joining me. And I really, really love it. I love this game. See it.